Last week, a 68-year-old retired teacher sat in my shop lobby with a printout from a dealership. They wanted to sell her a 2020 Nissan Rogue for $19,000. She was on a fixed income. I looked at the sheet and almost laughed. Not at her, at them. Parked on my lift at that exact moment was a 4x4 SUV with 140,000 miles that I had just inspected for another customer. It ran flawlessly. Total value, $6,800. Seniors do not need to spend $20,000 to get a safe, reliable, all-wheel drive vehicle. They need to know where to look. I am about to show you exactly where. These are 8 4x4 SUVs you can buy right now for under $10,000 that are safe, easy to get in and out of, cheap to maintain, and built to go another 100,000 miles without drama. I am going deepest on number 1 because it is the single best value for any senior on a budget. Let's get into it. Number 8, 2015 to 2017 Chevrolet Equinox. I almost did not include this one because people dismiss it immediately. It says Chevy. It is not a Toyota. But here's the thing. The second-generation Equinox with the 2.4-liter Ecotec 4-cylinder is a genuinely solid vehicle that nobody wants. And that is exactly why it costs $6,000 to $8,500 right now. A retired postal worker brought one into my shop last year, a 2016 with 112,000 miles. He wanted a full inspection before a cross-country trip to see his grandkids. I put it on the lift, checked everything from the constant velocity joints to the timing chain tensioner. He needed a front brake job and a new cabin air filter. Total cost was $280. He drove it to Florida and back, 2,400 miles round trip, no issues. The 2.4-liter engine in these is a timing chain unit, not a belt. No $800 timing belt replacement hanging over your head. The 6-speed automatic is a conventional torque converter transmission, not one of those jerky dual-clutch units. Annual maintenance costs on the Equinox average around $537, which is lower than the compact SUV segment average. For seniors, the ride height is perfect. Not too high, not too low. You are stepping in, not climbing in. The seats are supportive, and the visibility out the front and sides is better than most modern SUVs with their tiny windows. When shopping for one, avoid the 2010 to 2012 models. Those had excessive oil consumption issues with the earlier version of the 2.4-liter engine. Stick with 2015 and newer, and you are in the sweet spot. Number 7. From 2014 to 2016, the Hyundai Tucson. The Tucson from this era is one of the most ignored compact SUVs in America, and I genuinely do not understand why. You can find a 2015 Tucson SE with all-wheel drive and under 90,000 miles for $7,000 to $9,500. The 2.4-liter Theta 2 engine in the SE and limited trims is naturally aspirated, paired with a traditional 6-speed automatic. No turbo, no CVT, no complicated technology that costs a fortune when it breaks. Hyundai also kept the electronics straightforward in this generation, which means fewer gremlins as the vehicle ages. Here is what matters for seniors. The Tucson is a small SUV. It is easy to park. It is easy to see out of. The turning radius is tight enough that you can navigate a grocery store parking lot without a 12-point turn. Parts are cheap. A full set of brake pads and rotors for all 4 wheels costs under $200 for the parts. I can do the labor in less than 2 hours. If you are within the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty window From the original sale date, you are still covered. That is peace of mind you cannot buy from Toyota at this price point. Inspection tip. Check the steering column for any clunking when you turn the wheel at low speeds. Some 2014 models had an intermediate steering shaft issue. It is a $250 fix, but negotiate it into the price if you hear it. Number 6. 2013 to 2015 Mazda CX-5. I talked about the CX-5 in another video, and I will keep talking about it until the market figures out what it has. The first generation CX-5 with the 2.0-liter or 2.5-liter Skyactiv engine and all-wheel drive is one of the cheapest SUVs to maintain in its entire class. RepairPal gives the CX-5 a reliability rating of 4.5 out of 5. Annual maintenance costs average $447. The probability of a major repair is just 8%. Those numbers beat the RAV4, the CR-V, and the Escape. For seniors, the CX-5 has two things going for it that nobody mentions. First, the driving position is excellent. You sit upright with great sightlines. Second, it handles like a car, not a truck. If you have been driving a sedan your whole life and are switching to an SUV for the first time, the CX-5 is the smoothest transition you will make. A 2014 CX-5, touring with all-wheel drive and 80,000 miles, is sitting right now in the $7,500 to $9,500 range. A same year RAV4 with all-wheel drive and similar mileage is $12,000 to $14,000. You are saving $4,000 to $5,000 for an SUV that statistically costs less to maintain. The most expensive repair I have ever done on a Skyactiv CX-5 was a water pump at 148,000 miles. $580 all in. Check the paint around the rear wheel wells on 2013 and 2014 models. Some had minor paint adhesion issues. Not mechanical, but worth negotiating. Number 5. 2012 to 2014 Kia Sorento. Do not scroll past this one because it says Kia. The second generation Sorento with the 3.3-liter Lambda V6 is a tank. It will go 250,000 miles and ask for more. I had a 72-year-old customer 2 years ago who needed a vehicle to tow a small utility trailer and haul supplies to his cabin. He had $9,000. I pointed him to a 2013 Sorento EX56 with all-wheel drive and 78,000 miles. He got it for $8,200. Since then, oil changes and one set of rear brake pads. That is it. The V6 in these is naturally aspirated with a timing chain. The transmission is a 6-speed automatic with a torque converter proven over millions of vehicles across the Kia and Hyundai lineup. Avoid the 2.4-liter four-cylinder from 2011 to 2014 in these, as some had engine-bearing issues. The V6 did not share those problems. The Sorento also has an available third row, which is rare at this price. If you are a grandparent who occasionally needs extra seats, this is one of the only vehicles under $10,000 that gives you that option. If the original owner purchased it new, you may still be within Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty window on 2014 and 2015 models. Check the Carfax for the original purchase date. Number 4 is the 2015 to 2017 Ford Escape. Now, before you say Ford, hear me out. The Ford Escape with the 2.5-liter Duratec four-cylinder is the one you want. Not the one with the 1.6 EcoBoost, not the 2.0 EcoBoost. The naturally aspirated 2.5-liter. The reason is simple. No turbo means no turbo failure. No intercooler leaks. No boost pressure sensor problems. The 2.5-liter Duratec is a basic, proven engine that Ford has been building in various forms for over 2 decades. It is not exciting, and it is not fast, but it starts every morning and does not break. The Ford Escape reliability rating sits at 4 out of 5, with average annual repair costs around $600. That is right in the middle of the segment, but when you are paying $5,500 to $8,000 for one, the value math gets very attractive. For seniors, the Escape's big advantage is parts availability. Every auto parts store in America has Escape parts on the shelf. Every mechanic in the country has worked on one. You will never wait for a part, and you will never struggle to find someone to fix it. Inspection checklist: stick with 2015 or newer to avoid early third-generation teething problems. Check the transmission for smooth shifts, especially from first to second gear. If you feel a hard clunk, keep looking. Also verify any outstanding recalls have been completed, especially the shift lever bushing recall on some 2014 to 2015 models. Number 3. 2012 to 2014 Honda CR-V. This is the 4th generation CR-V, and it is the generation that mechanics use as a benchmark for reliability. The 2.4-liter K-4 engine in these is one of the most proven 4-cylinder engines Honda ever produced. It uses a timing chain, produces 185 horsepower, and sips fuel at 23 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway with all-wheel drive. A customer of mine, a retired nurse in her early 70s, bought a 2013 CR-V EXL with all-wheel drive 3 years ago with 94,000 miles for $9,200. She drives it to her volunteer shifts, to the grocery store, and down to visit family 3 hours away every month. Total spent on repairs in 3 years, $340. Oil changes, a set of wiper blades, and 1 rear brake job. The K24 engine does not have the oil dilution issues that some newer Honda turbocharged engines developed. It is naturally aspirated and simple, and if you change the oil on schedule, it will run past 300,000 miles. I have personally worked on 3 of these with over 250,000 miles on original transmissions. For seniors, the CR-V has the best rear cargo area in its class for this era. The tailgate opening is wide and low, which means loading groceries or luggage does not require lifting anything above your waist. Small detail, big difference when you are doing it every week. Current pricing for a 2013 CR-V EXL with all-wheel drive and with 80,000 to 100,000 miles is $8,500 to $10,000. It is at the top of our budget, but you are getting Honda engineering that has been refined over 4 generations. When you inspect one, check for excessive valve train noise on cold starts. A light ticking is normal for the K24. Anything louder, get a compression test. Also look at the differential fluid. If it has never been changed, budget $120 to have it done immediately. Number 2. From 2012 to 2014, the Subaru Forester. Every Subaru Forester comes with all-wheel drive as standard. Not optional, not a package, standard. That alone makes it one of the smartest buys for seniors in snow states, in rainy climates, or anywhere traction matters. Target the 4th generation Forester with the 2.5-liter Boxer 4-cylinder and the conventional automatic transmission. Avoid the CVT in later models if you are buying a high-mileage example. The traditional 4-speed automatic in the 2012 and 2013 models is slower, but essentially indestructible. What makes the Forester special for seniors is the greenhouse. That is the technical term for the window area. The Forester has more glass than almost any other SUV in its class. You can see everything. Blind spots are minimal. The upright seating position puts your eyes at a natural height. For anyone dealing with neck stiffness or limited range of motion, this matters enormously. Good visibility makes daily driving easier. A 2013 Forester 2.5X Premium with all-wheel drive and 85,000 miles is in the $8,000 to $10,000 range. Ground clearance is 8.7 inches, which is higher than the RAV4, the CR-V, or the Escape. If you have a gravel driveway or live on an unpaved road, the Forester handles it without complaint. The one thing you need to watch for on boxer engines is head gasket condition. On the 2012 to 2013 models, ask if the head gaskets have been replaced. If they have, that is good news, because the new gaskets are the updated design and will last the life of the engine. If they have not been done and the vehicle is over 120,000 miles, budget $1,200 to $1,500 for the job. Head gaskets are important to check. Also check for oil consumption. Start the car cold, check the dipstick, drive it for 20 minutes, then check again. If it is burning more than a quart every 1,500 miles, negotiate hard or walk. Number 1. From 2010 to 2013, the Toyota RAV4. This is it. This is the SUV I recommend more than any other to seniors on a budget. And almost everyone pushes back at first because they think they cannot get a Toyota for under $10,000. You can. What you are getting is arguably the most reliable compact SUV ever built. The third-generation RAV4 from 2006 to 2012 and the early fourth generation from 2013 used a 2.5-liter 2ARFE four-cylinder engine that Toyota also put in the Camry. Think about that. The same engine that powered millions of Camrys across the country, known for running 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. Timing chain driven, naturally aspirated, no turbo, no direct injection complications, just a simple, brutally reliable engine that starts every morning without argument. Let me tell you about the customer who changed my perspective on what seniors actually need. 5 years ago, a 74-year-old retired firefighter came in. He had been driving a full-size pickup his entire life. His wife told him it was time for something easier to get in and out of. He resisted. He wanted a 4Runner. I told him the truth. A used 4Runner in decent shape was going to cost him $20,000 minimum. The ride is harsh. The fuel economy is terrible. At 74, he was not going to be crawling over rocks on a Saturday. I showed him a 2011 RAV4 Limited Vi6, all-wheel drive with 88,000 miles. It had been owned by a retired couple in the suburbs. Full service records, garage kept. The price was $8,900. He drove it around the block and came back with a grin. That was 5 years ago. He just hit 186,000 miles. He has spent $1,800 total on maintenance and repairs in 5 years. That includes 2 brake jobs, a set of tires, and a water pump. He told me last month it is the best vehicle he has ever owned. Here is the technical breakdown for why the RAV4 earns this spot. The 2ARFE engine uses multi-point fuel injection, not direct injection. That matters because direct injection can cause carbon buildup on the intake valves over time, which leads to rough running and expensive walnut blasting services. Multi-point injection keeps the valves clean naturally. The 4-speed automatic in the 2010 to 2012 RAV4 is overbuilt. It is not fast shifting, it is not sophisticated, but it is nearly unbreakable with regular fluid changes. The 4-wheel drive system is a simple, on-demand, all-wheel drive setup that engages automatically when the front wheels slip. No transfer case to service, no locking differential to worry about. RepairPal data shows the RAV4 has annual maintenance costs averaging around $429, which is lower than the compact SUV average. The probability of a major repair is among the lowest in its class. Parts are everywhere and cheap. Front brake pads run about $40. An oil change is $35 to $50 at any shop. For seniors specifically, the 2010 to 2013 RAV4 has a lower step in height than newer models. The doors open wide. The seats are positioned at a comfortable height that does not require you to fall into the vehicle or hoist yourself up. The dashboard controls are simple and physical. No confusing touchscreen menus to fumble with while driving. Just knobs and buttons that do what you expect. When you are shopping for one, here is my inspection list. Check the undercarriage for rust, especially if it came from the Midwest or Northeast. Surface rust is cosmetic. Structural rust on the subframe, walk away. Verify the spare tire is present and inflated. A lot of these come from fleet or rental use, and the spare is missing. Look at the exhaust manifold. Some models from 2009 to 2011 had a cracked manifold issue. If you see a dark stain around the manifold gasket area, it has been leaking. It is a $450 fix, but use it to negotiate the price down. Have the all-wheel drive system tested. Put the vehicle in a wet parking lot and do some slow turns under acceleration. The all-wheel drive should engage seamlessly. Any jerking or delayed engagement means the coupling is starting to go, and that is a $600 to $800 repair. The sweet spot for pricing right now is a 2011 or 2012 RAV4 with the 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive, and 90,000 to 120,000 miles. You are looking at $7,000 to $9,500 depending on trim and condition. If you find the V6 model in budget, grab it. The 3.5-liter 2GRFE is the same legendary engine family from the Highlander, and it transforms the RAV4 into a genuinely quick vehicle. So there they are, 8 4x4 SUVs under $10,000 that any senior can buy right now and drive with confidence. The Chevy Equinox for basic, cheap transportation. The Hyundai Tucson for value and warranty. The Mazda CX-5 for the lowest maintenance costs in its class. The Kia Sorento for space and a V6. The Ford Escape for parts availability everywhere. The Honda CR-V for refined reliability. The Subaru Forester for all-weather traction and visibility. And the Toyota RAV4, the single best overall value for any senior who wants to buy once and not worry for the next 100,000 miles. You do not need to spend $20,000 on a vehicle to be spim and comfortable. You need to know what to look for. Now you do. If this video helped, hit subscribe. I have more coming on the specific years and trims to avoid in each of these models. Drive safe, take care of your car, and it will take care of you. I will see you in the next one.